Okay, so here we are taking the glory for every single leaf and every single tree for Jesus equals 8 at 8. In Hebrew, this is the three-glyph root for tree, and this is the three-glyph root for leaf. Ale, atsa. They both glorify the number 3. Just like all trees and leaves have that tri-branching structure. You've got the center, and then it branches to the left and the right. They're all stamped with the number 3, so we're not at all surprised. The tree and Ale both divide by 3 perfectly. This is 105, divides by 3 obviously, and this is 165, which divides by 3 obviously. Both in 3 letters exactly. And the center letter is always the most important, which is 30 here, 3 in leaf, and 90 here, 3 times 30 in tree. And then the first and the last letter, note that the first and the last letter are the same, 75. This is 70 here, this is 5. So the first and the last letter in tree, in the three-glyph root for tree, and the three-glyph root for leaf are the same. 75, which is exceedingly glorifies the number 3. And then the center letter is most important, which is 30 and 3 times 30 respectively. So in every way, these three-glyph roots for tree and leaf exceedingly over the top glorify the number 3. Okay. Then if you put them together, if you want, you get 165 plus 105, so that's 270, which is perfectly 3 times 3 times 30. So a triple of 3's tripled again multiplied by 10. So, folks, you just have to understand that this is God, the same God that created this language, is the same God that created all the leaves. Well, what do you see in every leaf? You see the number 3. It doesn't matter what shape it is. They all have this number 3 on them. The center, that's how all branching takes place. It's 3's. Everything is 3's. Every single leaf is stamped with that number 3. You've got the center going down, the root as it were, going up the middle, and then you've got the 2 veins on either side. And they all branch in 3's. Even when it goes there's the 3 there. And then when it branches again, the number 5 is based on the number 3, just flanks again. 5 is the 3rd prime, so even 5 glorifies the number 3. So every single leaf, doesn't matter what shape it is, whether it's a fern. I mean, there's all the classifications of the different shapes, but they are all based on the number 3. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. So that Jesus equals 8 at 8, 3 eighths, takes the glory for every single leaf on every single tree. And so, it doesn't surprise us at all that at the center of this three-glyph root for leaf, we have the number 30, and then it's flanked by 75, which is 25 times 3, which is 3 times the 3rd prime times the 3rd prime. 5 is the 3rd prime. So, there you go. 3, 3, 3 on leaf and 3, 3, 3 on tree. So these are the most universal things in the story of God, trees and leaves. And it doesn't surprise us that they're completely stamped with the number 3 in both the language and in the physical creation. So everything is perfectly and exactly and totally and completely and absolutely perfectly and flawlessly by divine ordinance. But just think about the fact that all of this glory and all this beauty, all these trillions of leaves in all the world, are all summarized in this one individual root. So consider how important that is. We're staring at the one and only 3 letters in the mind of God that summarize all these trillions of leaves, that give us all the oxygen, that all the breathable oxygen, obviously. It's always just recycling the oxygen, but O2, in all the universe and all the beauty thereof. I mean, the beauty is just unspeakable in its majesty. Well, it's all wrapped up in this one little package that has one number and 3 letters to look at. Exceedingly perfectly glorifies the number 3. It's our beloved 15, a 7-fold set of 15s. Well, 15 is 3 times the 3rd prime, 3 times 5, 3 times the 3rd prime, and then we have a 7-fold set of things that highlights what's over here. So all glory is put onto Mr. 3, 3 times the 3rd prime. And that's accomplished in 3 letters, with the center letter being 30, and then the 2 flanking letters being our beloved 75. And then when God does the same thing in tree, the three-glyph root for tree, atsa, with the first and last letter the same, and this being 3 times 30 in the center, he's just jacking the number 3 through the roof. And essentially all trees do the same thing as all the leaves. They are that triune branching, you know, so that it's all based on branching, and it's all glorifying the number 3. So, there you go. whenever you look at a tree or a leaf, just think to yourself the number 3. And then by divine ordinance in the English language, the word tree and leaf both divide by 3. So I'm just showing you 48 divides by 3, and then leaf is 24, which divides by 3, exactly half of that. So I'm just showing you how, in multiple languages, God glorifies himself mathematically in the individual letters. Every single letter equals a number in every single language, so that in all the languages in which God speaks in every single language on earth. Well, it will be discovered that all languages glorify Jesus mathematically. Jesus equals 8 at 8. But I am just showing you the most important ones, Hebrew and Greek and English and Latin. So there you go. We've essentially just solved all trees and leaves for Jesus equals 8 at 8.